Why does science fear what Nikola Tesla knew? Tesla believed that the true force of the universe resided in the Spirit of God, a source of energy so powerful that it could alter reality itself. But why was this idea forgotten? Was it mere coincidence, or was it deliberate manipulation? In today's video, we'll delve into how Tesla not only unveiled the profound power of the Spirit of God, but also why this notion remains unsettling to many. Prepare yourself. Some truths may be too uncomfortable to accept. Have you ever wondered how some people seem far ahead of their time? Nikola Tesla is one of those classic examples. He wasn't just the genius behind alternating current, which still powers our homes today, or the visionary who dreamed of wireless energy transmission at a time when such ideas sounded like science fiction. Tesla was much more than that. Beneath the brilliant inventor was a man deeply connected to something greater, something beyond science and circuits. Tesla had a fascinating view of the universe. To him, science was a gateway to uncovering the deepest mysteries of existence. And do you know what he believed was behind it all? A divine force he referred to as the Spirit of God. But wait, it wasn't the traditional image of a white-bearded God sitting in the heavens. For Tesla, this force was more like a vibrational energy that permeated and connected everything around us. Quite a different perspective, isn't it? He claimed that his groundbreaking ideas and inventions came to him during moments of profound connection with this universal energy, almost as if he were an antenna receiving signals from a cosmic Wi-Fi. Imagine that. This way of seeing the world not only inspired Tesla's life, but also shaped his approach to science. For him, science and spirituality were two sides of the same coin, working together to unravel the secrets of the universe. Here's something to think about. What if the universe truly operates as Tesla imagined, a massive, interconnected system of energy and vibration? Have we become so disconnected from this cosmic frequency that we overlook significant things around us? Tesla believed that understanding vibration and frequency was the key to unlocking both the material and spiritual realms. It's intriguing, isn't it? How this perspective could fundamentally change the way we see the world. For Nikola Tesla, science wasn't merely a collection of formulas and experiments. It was a tool to touch something greater, something almost divine. He believed that with intuition and humility, science could uncover the universe's most profound secrets. And here's the big question. How could someone so dedicated to the scientific method also be so deeply attuned to spirituality? Tesla didn't just talk about these ideas, he lived them. His daily life was an unending quest for understanding, a blend of exploring the physical world and diving into the deepest corners of the mind and spirit. For Tesla, creativity stemmed from this spiritual connection, as if the Spirit of God were a living force that emerged during moments of introspection and inspiration. It makes you wonder, was this spiritual vision the secret behind his genius? Tesla believed it was. Looking at his story, it becomes clear that Tesla wasn't just trying to comprehend the universe. He wanted to show us that true power might lie in balancing science and spirituality. This balance was at the core of his vision, transcending conventional knowledge and venturing into the seemingly impossible. The journey of this genius began on July 10, 1856, in the small village of Smiljan in the former Austrian Empire, now Croatia. From a young age, Tesla was remarkable, a curious child, full of imagination and always asking questions. He grew up in a family shaped by two seemingly opposing worlds. His father, Milutin Tesla, was a Serbian Orthodox priest, while his mother, Georgina Tesla, despite lacking formal education, had a natural talent for inventions and practical solutions. T was in this environment, filled with conversations rich in spirituality and creativity, that Tesla developed his unique vision. From an early age, he saw spirituality not merely as doctrine but as inspiration to imagine and question. Could this blending of mind, soul, and science be the secret behind a genius like him, reshaping the world in a way no one else could? For Tesla, the divine was never something distant or merely a beautiful concept. It felt alive, pulsating in everything around him. This led him to ponder, does life have a greater purpose? Are the spiritual and the material more interconnected than we realize? These reflections were fueled by his father's inspiring sermons and his mother's practical example, always finding creative solutions to everyday challenges, as if she were attuned to something beyond. But Tesla was never the type of child to accept things at face value. On the contrary, he had an insatiable thirst to understand the world. From a young age, he asked questions that challenged conventional thinking. If God created everything, how can we know His laws? He would wonder. Are they out there, invisible, like the air we breathe? These weren't fleeting doubts but deep reflections that paved the way for a greater desire to understand the laws governing the universe and, more importantly, to translate them into something everyone could comprehend. What also set Tesla apart was his extraordinary photographic memory and his remarkable ability to visualize complex ideas in his mind. He could literally see his ideas before bringing them to life. It almost seems magical, doesn't it? But for Tesla, this ability was tied to something greater, something he felt from childhood. He reported experiencing intense visions, which he believed were messages or revelations from a higher force. This only reinforced his belief that the universe was driven by an invisible energy connecting everything and everyone, a universal field he later associated with the Spirit of God. Tesla wasn't only captivated by grand ideas, he was also a tireless observer of nature. He was fascinated by simple things, like the way wind moved leaves, water flowed through streams, or lightning cut across the sky. But he didn't view these phenomena solely as scientific occurrences. To him, they were manifestations of something spiritual. He often remarked that lightning was like the signature of divine power, a form of universal energy he would spend his life trying to understand and recreate through science. However, Tesla's childhood wasn't without hardship. The loss of his older brother, Dane, left deep scars. This tragedy not only shook his family but profoundly shaped Tesla himself, influencing many of his reflections on life, death, and our connection to the universe. Tesla was only 7 years old when his life was drastically altered by this tragic accident. The pain of such an early loss changed his perspective on the world. Have you ever thought about how a significant event can transform the way we see life? For Tesla, this loss awakened a series of profound questions. What is the purpose of existence? What lies beyond what we can see? What is our place in the universe? This experience gave him a heightened sense of responsibility, something almost spiritual, that would guide him throughout his extraordinary life. Tesla believed that, despite his brother's short life, he had a purpose that transcended what the eyes could see. This shaped Tesla's worldview and reinforced his idea that the universe is not governed solely by physical laws, but also by profound spiritual principles. Inspired by this perspective, Tesla pursued the mysteries of life with even greater determination. From an early age, he began to develop a philosophy that would guide both his personal life and his career. For Tesla, science and spirituality were not opposing forces. Rather, they were two pieces of the same puzzle. He saw science as a way to decode the greater mysteries of existence, as though understanding the universe's invisible forces could bring us closer to harmony with what he called a higher power. From the small village of Smiljan to the futuristic laboratories where he would later work, Tesla carried a powerful idea. The physical and spiritual worlds are inseparable parts of a universal truth. Tesla viewed the human mind as more than just a biological mechanism. To him, it was like an antenna capable of receiving information from a higher intelligence, a sort of cosmic source. This belief profoundly influenced his work. Tesla often said that his ideas did not come from typical logical deductions, but as sudden flashes of inspiration. Have you ever felt like an amazing idea came out of nowhere? For Tesla, this was a regular occurrence. He described these moments as highly detailed visions that seemed fully formed, as though delivered by something greater than himself. It was as if he were tuned into the Spirit of God, as he often said. During moments of solitude, whether walking or meditating, Tesla would visualize entire machines in perfect detail, complete with all components functioning seamlessly in his mind. He didn't need sketches or initial prototypes. Everything appeared as though it already existed in an unseen realm, simply waiting to be brought into the physical world. To Tesla, this wasn't just a reflection of his genius, but proof that his mind was connected to a higher power. Imagine what could happen if we all explored this deeper layer of reality. Tesla believed that by understanding the forces governing the universe, humanity could align itself with something greater and live in harmony. A bold vision, wouldn't you agree? For him, science was not merely a tool but a bridge to the divine. The lesser-known truth about Nikola Tesla is that he believed the key to unlimited power lay in silence. And it wasn't just a metaphor. Tesla claimed that the universe vibrates with a divine energy, an invisible frequency capable of transforming humanity. Most astonishingly, he knew how to access it. Could silence unlock the mind and connect us to this hidden force? Tesla discovered how to tap into universal intelligence, and perhaps we are missing out by ignoring it today. Tesla had a unique relationship with solitude, something he cultivated from a young age. For him, being alone was more than just a moment of peace. It was a way to connect with a higher intelligence. He believed that to hear this deeper voice, one had to silence the noise of the world and immerse oneself in stillness. How did he do this? By taking solitary walks at night, lost in thoughts about the universe, nature, and the mysteries of life. Have you ever considered how such quiet moments could transform the way you see the world? Tesla didn't just seek silence, he turned it into a powerful ally. He practiced what we might now call active meditation. Instead of sitting cross-legged with closed eyes, he would enter such a deep state of concentration that it felt as though he was transported elsewhere, exploring his inventions and ideas entirely within his mind. To Tesla, this was more than imagination. It was a connection to a universal source of knowledge. Could we also access such a source if we paused to listen to the silence? Tesla believed silence wasn't merely for rest, but a potent tool for unlocking human potential. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, he often said. Tesla saw the world as a seamless blend of science and intuition, treating them as two parts of the same whole. He used science to bring to life the ideas revealed through intuition, creating revolutionary inventions like alternating current and wireless transmission systems. Tesla, groundbreaking discoveries already existed in an invisible plane, waiting to be translated into the real world. Intuition, in his view, was the bridge between these two realms. He believed the mind's power came from a higher source, a divine being, and that by focusing on this principle, we could connect with this superior force. Tesla's legacy is more than his ingenious inventions. It's also the profound lesson he left behind. He reminds us that introspection and silence can be gateways to something much greater, helping us gain clarity, create, and find meaning in our lives. Perhaps, amidst the chaos and rush of daily life, we too should pause, listen to our intuition, and explore the ideas that only emerge in silence. Who knows what we might discover if we take a moment to listen to our inner voice? Tesla viewed the universe in a way that was almost magical. To him, it wasn't just a vast expanse filled with stars and planets. It was a colossal system of energy, pulsating and vibrating in harmony. He believed this energy, which drives everything around us, was a manifestation of a greater force he called the Spirit of God. However, this wasn't a religious concept. It was his way of uniting science and spirituality, seeing everything as interconnected. In Tesla's perspective, matter was nothing more than energy vibrating at a lower frequency, and the entire universe resonated with invisible patterns connecting all things and beings. But Tesla didn't just theorize. He put these ideas into practice. He regarded the laws of physics as something profound, almost like the source code of a universal intelligence governing everything, from the smallest atom to the largest planet. This vision inspired his inventions, always seeking to harmonize technology with nature. One of Tesla's most ambitious and audacious projects was the famous Wardenclyffe Tower. Have you heard of it? This giant tower was designed to transmit electrical energy without cables, but its purpose extended far beyond technology. For Tesla, Wardenclyffe symbolized his spiritual vision, harnessing the natural forces of the universe, such as the Earth's currents and atmospheric energy, to provide free, unlimited, and clean energy for the entire planet. Tesla didn't see this merely as a technical breakthrough, but as a divine gift to humanity, something that should be accessible to everyone, regardless of class or location. Ultimately, Tesla sought more than just solving the energy problem. He wanted to unite people. To him, Wardenclyffe was a symbol of universal connection, a testament that we are all linked by the infinite energy vibrating throughout the cosmos. He believed that by accessing this energy, humanity could overcome not only physical challenges but also emotional and spiritual barriers. It was a vision of a more collaborative, harmonious world, deeply connected to nature. The Wardenclyffe Tower, however, was never completed, an ironic twist for such a visionary project. Tesla faced a storm of financial difficulties and, to make matters worse, had to deal with skeptical investors. After all, who would be willing to fund a system of free energy that threatened the profits of large corporations? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Even so, the essence of Tesla's idea remains alive today. It serves as a reminder that he wasn't merely inventing machines. He was building bridges between science, technology, and spirituality. Although the Tower project was interrupted, his legacy extends far beyond what we can perceive. The tower seems to symbolize the human ability to dream big and create something that not only advances technological progress but also fosters our own growth as individuals. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Tesla didn't view science as an isolated endeavor. For him, it had to serve a greater purpose, one that genuinely benefited humanity. In today's world, where energy is often the source of disputes and even wars, Tesla's vision feels like a breath of fresh air. He believed that the universe's energy doesn't belong to anyone, that it's a gift, something divine. It makes you reflect on how we treat natural resources, doesn't it? Are we using this gift with the wisdom it deserves? What truly set Tesla apart from many others, both in his time and ours, was the purpose behind his inventions. He wasn't solely interested in technological advancements. He wanted to alleviate human suffering and build a fairer world. You can feel the weight of that idea, can't you? For him, science had no meaning if it didn't help humanity as a whole. One clear example is the Wardenclyffe Tower. Tesla envisioned a global wireless energy system that would eliminate not just economic barriers but geographical ones as well. Imagine that. Even the most remote places on Earth would have access to electricity. This wasn't just a brilliant technical idea, it was a gesture of love for humanity. To Tesla, free and accessible energy was the key to liberating people from oppressive power structures. He believed that without the burden of energy costs, people could focus on personal growth and the well-being of their communities. Ultimately, Tesla wanted far more than to build incredible machines. He dreamed of a future where no one would be left behind. Do you believe this dream is still possible? Nikola Tesla had a unique perspective on God and the universe. For him, the divine spirit was a force of love and harmony that connected everything and everyone. Imagine that. He believed this energy was present in every human being, as if we were all pieces of a vast spiritual puzzle. This worldview shaped not only how he lived, but also the purpose behind his inventions. Tesla saw science as a way to materialize this divine force, creating tools that embodied values like love, generosity, and equality. He had an intriguing idea. If science and spirituality worked together, humanity could not only better understand the universe but also create a more harmonious world where people lived in peace and prosperity. For Tesla, every technological breakthrough was a step toward this goal, as if humanity was climbing a mountain in search of universal unity. Nikola Tesla gave up millions and chose solitude. Why? He believed that silence was the key to accessing messages from the universe, revelations that shaped the world. But what did Tesla discover in those moments, and how can these truths transform your life? Stay until the end to find out. Tesla wasn't driven by money, which is something that truly stands out. He held patents that could have made him one of the wealthiest men in the world, but what mattered to him was the societal impact of his inventions. One remarkable example was when he forfeited massive royalties he had with George Westinghouse to ensure his alternating current, AC, technology was widely adopted. Tesla knew that insisting on the deal could hinder progress, and for him, the collective good always came first. Of course, this decision came at a cost. Tesla faced many financial challenges and spent his later years almost forgotten. Yet his legacy remains strong to this day, left us with an undeniable lesson. True greatness lies not only in creating something innovative, but in doing so with the greater good in mind. Isn't it inspiring to think that science, when guided by love and compassion, can be an incredible force for transformation? Nikola Tesla saw his life as part of something much greater, almost like a divine mission to transform humanity. It's fascinating to consider how this brilliant scientist not only revolutionized technology, but also upheld a spiritual vision that continues to inspire those who dream of uniting innovation, purpose, and compassion. Tesla was undoubtedly one of the greatest inventors in history, responsible for marvels like the AC motor and the idea of wireless energy transmission. Yet his personal life starkly contrasted with the image of a celebrated scientist surrounded by recognition and applause. By choice, he led a solitary life, distanced from glamour and social interactions. Can you imagine why someone so brilliant would choose isolation? What was he searching for in those moments? For Tesla, isolation was more than a lifestyle choice. It was an essential tool to connect with something greater. While many of his contemporaries were focused on accumulating wealth or status, he saw silence as a gateway to aligning with a higher intelligence. Tesla believed his mind was like an antenna, receiving ideas and inspiration from a divine source far beyond human comprehension. He often said that it was in moments of solitude that he could hear these messages from the universe. In his hotel room in New York, he would spend hours, even days, immersed in thoughts and experiments. For him, this space of disconnection was where his most brilliant ideas were born. Have you ever stopped to think about how silence and introspection can help us see beyond the obvious? Tesla often described these ideas as revelations, almost as if the universe were whispering secrets directly to him. This was how he transformed instantaneous visions into inventions that shaped the world. Tesla demonstrated that sometimes it's in stillness that we find the most profound answers. In the later years of his life, Tesla became increasingly isolated. Without the support of the major investors who had previously funded his ideas, he became a solitary and mysterious figure. Instead of bustling laboratories and grand presentations, he dedicated his days to meditation and reflection on deeper questions, such as the secrets of the universe and humanity's role in the vast cosmic puzzle. Have you ever thought about it? What is our place in all of this? For Tesla, human life had a very clear purpose: to exist in harmony with the laws of the universe. And here's something intriguing. He explored these laws through both science and spirituality. Everything he invented was, in some way, an attempt to understand how the universe works. As time went on, this grand plan of his became increasingly mystical. He spoke of a universal field where everything and everyone were interconnected. Doesn't that sound a bit like the ideas of divine energy and universal unity found in various spiritual philosophies? Now, before judging his isolation, it's worth remembering that Tesla wasn't running away from the world or people. He believed that to access the great truths of the universe, one needed to disconnect from the distractions of daily life. Think about it. How often do you feel truly at peace to reflect on something deeper? For Tesla, solitude was a way to tune into this primordial energy that, according to him, permeates everything that exists. This plunge into the unknown led him to theories that are still regarded as incredible scientific advancements. However, for Tesla, understanding the universe couldn't be confined to physics or the visible world. He believed in merging science and spirituality. And do you know how he did it? Through meditation. Yes, Tesla used meditation to expand his mind and connect with what he described as a higher intelligence, something he called the divine spirit. Through this practice, he felt at peace and believed he could access knowledge beyond the physical realm, almost as if he were downloading information directly from a universal source. Ultimately, Tesla wasn't just trying to discover how the universe worked. He wanted something greater, to understand why it exists at all. Have you ever thought about that? After all, are science and spirituality really that opposed, or are they, as Tesla believed, different facets of the same search for truth? Over time, Tesla became increasingly isolated, but this isolation seemed to create space for profound reflections on humanity's role in the grand scheme of the universe. He had a bold vision. He believed that the future of our species depended on how we understood and utilized universal energy. For him, science wasn't just about numbers and machines. It was a path to harmony, both with natural forces and among people. Imagine a world where energy was used for the good of all, without exploitation or greed. That's exactly what Tesla dreamed of. He believed that by unraveling the laws of the cosmos, humanity could achieve something far greater, perhaps even a state of peace and spiritual evolution. To Tesla, science and spirituality weren't opposites but pieces of the same puzzle, helping us understand our place in the universe. Even in his solitude, he never stopped seeking answers. On one hand, he faced many challenges. On the other, his isolation seemed to deepen his connection with the cosmos. He viewed science as a bridge between the physical world and something greater, something divine. This continues to inspire those who see his discoveries not just as technological advancements, but as reflections of a mind seeking to understand the meaning of existence. In his later years, far from the spotlight, Tesla dedicated himself to exploring the deeper truths of life. His legacy extends far beyond his inventions. He left us with a powerful idea. Science and spirituality don't need to stand on opposite sides. Have you ever considered what we could achieve if we treated them as allies? Tesla believed in this, and perhaps that's the greatest gift he gave us. Tesla's life invites us to think about how to balance reason and faith, technology and spirituality. Have you stopped to reflect on how this could transform the way we live? Introspection, the pursuit of knowledge, and love for others are lessons he left behind, lessons that can guide our own journeys. He shows us that when we connect with our spirituality, we gain the strength to make a meaningful impact on the world around us. For Tesla, the divine spirit wasn't something exclusive or reserved for a few. He believed that this higher energy is accessible to everyone, and when we open ourselves to it, we're capable of achieving incredible things. Isn't that inspiring? His legacy invites us to look beyond the tangible, to explore the mysteries of the universe, and to remember that we're part of something much greater. If you've stayed with me until now, let me tell you something: you're rare. Yes, rare, just like Nikola Tesla's ideas. Because in the midst of all the rush, you paused, took a deep breath, and dove into a story that goes beyond science and spirituality. And that says a lot about you. Maybe, deep down, you also feel that there's something greater, something that connects everything we see, and even what we don't see. Tesla viewed the universe as a field of possibilities, a grand dance of energy and vibration. And by dedicating your time to this conversation, you've shown that you're seeking more than ready-made answers. You've shown a willingness to question, reflect, and be inspired. That gives me hope, because the world needs more people like that, curious, open, and tuned into the invisible frequency Tesla so often spoke of. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Your presence wasn't a coincidence. May Tesla's story ignite in you that spark of inspiration that drives us to dream big, believe in something greater, and maybe even transform the world around us. Now it's your turn. If this message resonated with you, don't let this energy stop here. Leave a like to show that this message touched you. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more stories like this. And most importantly, comment below about what inspired you the most or what you think of Tesla's vision. I read every comment, and I love knowing what you feel and think. Oh, and if you know someone who's also seeking answers, share this video. Sometimes, a shared idea is all it takes to spark something new. The universe is full of connections, and you've just become part of one. But the journey doesn't stop here. Choose one of the suggested videos and allow yourself to dive even deeper into this path of learning and transformation. I'll be there, waiting for you, so we can continue this search for something greater together. See you there.